I think it's a scandal that the Conservative government, people like Liz Truss and Suella Braverman and Robert Jenrick, who are jumping on this far-right bandwagon, to quote Keir Starmer, outrageously did nothing, Piers.
Well, he's actually reined back, to be fair, he's actually reined back on that phrase today in Parliament, in PMQs. And he's said he understands
good,
that, you know,
good for him.
He basically has made it clear you're not necessarily far right if you think there should be a national inquiry, which I'm glad he's done.
No, of course not. And that wasn't the point.
I'm not far right.
That wasn't the point.
It's
not. No. No, but that wasn't the point. His words were misconstrued. I heard his words. He was making very clear that Conservative politicians who are using this for political gain are jumping on a far right back. That's a separate point. Obviously, calling for an inquiry is not far right. As I just said to you, I was about to call for an inquiry till I did some reading and said, here's what Alexis Jay says. She says, I did this report, 460
But there's a big problem with that report.
Recommendations. The Conservative...
Yeah, but you mentioned... but Mehdi, you mentioned how many... OK, but look, you mentioned how many pages are in the report. Do you know how many times Rotherham got mentioned?
Yeah. No, but she did a separate report on Rotherham as well.
No, but do you know how many times he got mentioned in the national report?
But she did a report on Rotherham.
No.
Because she did a specific... You know there's an independent report on Rotherham as well.
I'm talking about the national report. Do you know how many times he got mentioned, Rotherham?
No.
Once. So the absolute...
But she also did a separate 185 pages.
My point,
she also did a separate...
No, my point, though, is that the epicentre of this scandal was Rotherham, and yet it merited one mention in her